can't believe I gotta have this
If
conversation.
he don't win this year, he's a bum.
Yo, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true. Boy just choked. Straight women booty and let the ball go.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
LeBron James
puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Irving and Curry. One-on-one with Irving. Puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to explaining and debating in a second. What is up, everybody? It's finally here. The finals start on Thursday, June 1st. We got the Denver Nuggets and your Miami Heat.
I mean, it should be a bubble rematch, but LeBron had a torn tendon in his foot and still dropped 40.
Hey.
Jay Tatum sprained his ankle. Couldn't make a jump shot.
I'm not. Look,
just saying.
I feel for our guy Tatum, our St. Louis guy.
I don't.
But I got no injury sympathy for any fucking team right now. No Hero.
I know you
no
don't.
Oladipo. Jimmy turned ankle. Gabe turned ankle. Bam fucked up shoulder and hamstring. I'm not hearing no injury talk from Celtics fans. I've already had to deal with one on the TikTok. Trying to get all up on the tickety talk. But how we doing, fellas?
Straight can't complain.
You know, it's gonna be a boring or it's gonna be a boring week and a half.
Shut up. Yeah. If you like actual good basketball, you got two fantastic teams because they're gonna play some good basketball. That's what the show's about. That's what the show's about.
You didn't say it was gonna be entertaining.
It's entertaining if you like basketball.
Nah, that shit gonna be entertaining. You crazy. It's not gonna be like the teams we expect.
And you know what? The underrepresented story. We are not that far removed from the Joker going up and smacking Markieff Morris in the back, and then everybody yelling and chirping at each other. Jimmy trying to tell the Jokic and his brothers to meet him outside after the game.
We can't even pump it up because no one cares because it's the Nuggets and the Miami Heat. No one cares.
It's a great story. Yeah,
it's the first time since 2003 that we've had a team that only had one All-Star each team. In 2003, that was Tim Duncan and
you know what, Joe?
Kidd. That was a bum-ass finals.
That is just a commentary on the fucking state of the media.
1998 with Michael Jordan and motherfucking Karl Malone.
The story's different now.
So
it's a great storyline for Miami Heat.
It's gonna be a bum finals.
It's a great storyline for the Denver Nuggets. Great storyline for the Heat. The pass between the two.
Who cares? Milwaukee was even better. Milwaukee winning felt better than if the Nuggets win.
Hey, guess what? The Miami Heat obliterated the Bucks, and they've been playing good basketball
and Miami
since then. Like the whole time, they've been playing good basketball.
Right, well, let's stick with the Nuggets because we got to talk about that series. So we got to react. We got the Nuggets advancing to the finals. They got to win over your guys' Lakers. Just for those at home trying to keep score, Joe 0 for 2 in the conference finals. Devion 1-1, and yours truly 2-0. But who's keeping score though? I mean, no one really.
LeBron had a tendon.
You knew that going in. I'm not hearing that.
No, we didn't. We
knew LeBron James was playing with the fucking foot injury the entire time.
We knew it was hurting, but we didn't know it was torn.
Stop it.
Torn.
He didn't matter. It didn't matter.
And dropped 49 and 10.
He played what he's.
Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like it didn't matter what LeBron James is.
It was.
No, it didn't matter because Anthony Davis bum ass.
All right, Joe. You can start this one. Your just reaction to the series. You can take whatever way you want to take it.
Hey man, Jokic's the best player in the world. Jamal Murray showed up. Our role players didn't show up. I mean, if you look at the series, to be quite honest, the Lakers lost the series by 13 total points. So they was in every game. To me, I really want to blame the most person I want to blame is Darvin Ham. So I've said it from the game one of the series. I said it throughout the whole playoffs. The rotation, I get it. Maybe he was handicapped because he couldn't go that deep on his bench, but he didn't have those guys rested in the end of halves. And every time the last 4 minutes of the first half against the Golden State Warriors, they would have a 10-point lead, and like that, it would go away because Anthony Davis and LeBron out there super tired. They dragging trying to make it to the second half. And that's exactly what happened in the Denver Nuggets series in the fourth quarter. Those dudes didn't get their right amount of rest, and they flamed out in the fourth quarter because they super tired. So I think it was a super close series, and it could have went either way. I'm going to put it on Darvin Ham because he definitely got outcoached, too, by Mike Malone. So I don't know if that was all Jokic, but Mike Malone definitely was putting those guys in the right spot to do whatever it took to go against that defense because they was playing solid defense. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, they was too tired. So I'm putting it on the coach for not getting his rotations right.
Joe's the only person I've ever heard say, the series could have gone either way when one of the teams got swept.
It was a 13 points by 13 points. 13 points. They lost the series by 13 points.
That's like 4-0.
13 points. 13 points. 13 points.
Right. There were a lot of close games. Lakers were in a lot of them.
It was the most competitive sweep in NBA history.
Hey, hang that on the banner. Hang that right next to the 2020 NBA champions.
We won.
Competitive sweep effort.
We won 3 games. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah, it was 4-3. Man, I'm not gonna blame the coach. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he did a bad job at all. They just had better players than us. Like I said, going into it, Anthony Davis, even when he played well, LeBron played well, we still lost. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, role players showed up. Ours didn't. We didn't have nobody who showed up.
Nobody.
So, you can coach. And he did a great coaching move. The reason I won't blame him, he threw Tristan Thompson out there that threw them for a loop, and that gave us a great little run.
All 7 minutes was nice.
So, he threw he threw it in there, and it worked, though. It shifted the momentum. It made things go our way a little bit. So, you did what we can do, but guess what happened? They had good players that just showed up and they didn't miss shots. That's what it really came down to. They missed shots, bro. Like we can't do nothing about that.
I think my biggest takeaway from that series was the Denver Nuggets role players, and I don't know who really deserves the credit for it because Malone's been there a while with some of these guys for a long time, but their role players just seem to be much more bought into like a team process.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is playing defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's the biggest example to me. Michael Porter Jr.
What can you do?
Played about the least selfish version of basketball I think Michael Porter Jr. is capable of playing. He's still not going to pass that bitch, but he did all the other little things. He was defending,
but he was making
rebounding. Like he was being a very good, selfless team player. And I think that was the biggest reason. Because if they not just go star power for star power, I think the Lakers could have made that a series. They could have pushed that to 6 or 7. But, like Jokic, if he saw Murray get going, he had no problem deferring and letting Murray go. If when Jokic had it going, they're going to feed him the rock. And then it just seemed like every game they had at least 1 or 2 shooters that was just knocking shit down. KCP had a good series. Bruce Brown broke jump shot ass, was knocking down shots.
Two-way player too,
Aaron Gordon game 4,
looking like defensive player of the year out there.
That's
why I like the Nuggets. I thought that was a good addition last year. They just weren't healthy with Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon, he's a great compliment to that team. He doesn't. I don't think he really cares to have a ton of shots. Like I don't think he's looking to jack up
to score. Yeah.
Exactly. He's just doing his role. He's rebounding. He's defending. He was a good body that they could. Even if LeBron scored on him, he made LeBron work
for sure.
And LeBron can usually bully some of those defenders. You're not bullying Aaron Gordon. That's a big dude. So yeah, very complete team, very well thought out roster, and they played very well together. I think that was my biggest takeaway. And it really makes you question like that closing stretch down the regular season where they looked real shaky. What the fuck was that? That wasn't this team. That was not the team in the Western
them
Conference
taking
Finals.
their foot off the pedal.
Coasting.
You know,
Coasting.
them coasting, them being tired, just taking a little bit, more rest.
I think all that noise talking about that Jokic MVP, Joel Embiid noise, they were just like, man, fuck it, bro. We got the number 1 seed. Like, let's just win this chip. Well, yeah, exactly. Let's go win this chip.
Bro,
because you can tell that last month Jokic was not doing what he's doing.
Jokic didn't care. Jokic, you could tell, did not care about that MVP award.
Exactly.
He did not care. I think he was more concerned, like you're saying, because he looks real fresh in the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
He just got a nice 8-9 days off before the finals.
Like Jimmy
Butler, if Embiid would have gotten an MVP last year or something, they probably would have gave an MVP to Jokic type shit. I think.
Facts.
They'll do some shit.
You know how
like
it is
that.
with the media. It's always a narrative.
So
it's always got to be a narrative.
Now, if Jokic would have got an MVP this year, went to the finals, now that would have end up being a crazy story, but who would have known?
Yeah, and that's why the media should be like, if that is legitimately why they gave Embiid the MVP, is because like the narrative thing, then that's.
I think that plays a part.
Bro,
I think
as soon as
he played a great season.
As soon as he had that 52-point game against the Celtics and won,
it was a wrap.
It was a wrap.
Yeah, he plays a great.
No, you're not wrong.
Too, but he played a great season now. But throughout, now we see the way it played out.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, maybe it was Jokic. Maybe it was Jokic because that boy playing great basketball. Like, damn, they're perfect. Can't stop him.
All right, let's go to the other series because we have a follow-up storyline to this one as well. But so my Miami Heat flirt with blowing a 3-0 lead, the first would have been the first in NBA history, but nonetheless, 151-0 now. Miami Heat win in 7 after a back-breaking Game 6 loss on a tip-in at the buzzer by Boston and Derek White, who just stayed in the play. Really, the only person that looked like they stayed engaged in the play after Marcus Smart shot. But nonetheless, like Joe had mentioned at the beginning of the show, Tatum turns his ankle literally on the first play of the game. Was not quite the same player, and his co-star did not pick up the slack in Jaylen Brown. So, Devion, you love these Celtics topics. What you got?
He wanted the Celtics to win, so.
No, I didn't.
He picked them, but he didn't want them to win.
I didn't want them to win. Fuck no, I didn't want them to win. But they just suck. That's why I don't ever pick them. But I'm just saying, this is why I never picked them, because when it's really time, for them to win, they don't. And this ain't just like this game. It's just like you look at what the last 2 or 3 years with these series that really matter and the games that matter. They do this shit every time. That's why I don't know why the fuck I ever just like think they could do anything. And then freak shit like Tatum fuck up his ankle that fast in the game. Like, who predicts some shit like that? But Miami Heat, hey, bro. Hey, I mean, he just Miami Heat, bro. I try not to be a fan, but shit. For real, like.
That culture strong.
They really, to be real with you, bro, that is the best thing ever, man. They got out-coached. Spo is a great coach. Because with y'all team, bro, keep it G what you will, with the team that you got, even with Jimmy Butler playing the way he got, if it's any other coach, I don't think y'all get this far.
Bro, if it's any other coach, we don't see the second round. We don't even see the Knicks.
Nothing. You coach it in after you lose to the Hawks in the play-in.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, this finals is not what I wanted, but it's going to be exciting to watch, like, really the Heat playing this type of basketball, and they got a great-ass coach. And Denver got a good-ass coach, too.
Mm-hmm.
He been coaching. Like, he been coaching this playoffs, bro. Like, making some great-ass adjustments. And the Heat, bro. This is going to be real interesting. It's going to be a lot better than what you think, y'all. I'm for real.
I'm not saying it's not going to be.
This is going to be a great
all of a sudden knocked
Look
over.
at that. Look, yeah. God know I'm lying. He just knocked me down. Look at
it's going to be a great, bro.
Joe, what was your takeaway from the Eastern Conference Finals?
Come on,
if you had to boil it down to one takeaway, what does that take away?
One takeaway? Joe
Mazzulla
is ass. I knew they was losing Game 7, bro. I'm not lying. I was watching the pregame. I knew they was losing Game 7 because they did a look in into the locker room, and Joe Mazzulla was doing some speech, And I saw the players, something like 2 players look at each other and they like snickered, but they was bench players. I said, "Oh, it's a wrap." I said, "They mind not right. Like they laughing at what this man's saying right now, and this is a game 7. Like, bro, I knew right then that's it's a wrap. It's got to be Joe Mazzulla, man.
So you think it's Mazzulla?
Absolutely.
Devion, you didn't really boil it down to one thing.
It's Mazzulla for
go ahead,
sure because it's the 3-point. Why are you shooting so many threes? Threes not working. You have Jason Tatum. Not one time did you set up a play for Jason Tatum to post up, get a switch that he won't post up, get an easy jump shot or a fadeaway. You just had them shooting threes the whole time. They not making threes. Jaylen Brown 16% from the 3-point line, but you still want him to shoot threes. You got Marcus Smart out there still trying to facilitate the offense. I get Malcolm Brogdon was hurt, but damn, still like it's not working. Stop shooting threes so much. Change your offense up. Make some type of adjustment. They had no plan B. It was shoot threes. It was live and die by the 3. No plan B. He couldn't even go back to what they did last year. Like, did he not remember what Ime Udoka did? He couldn't say, okay, guess what? We're going to clamp down and play defense, transition, and get easy buckets. He couldn't even do that adjustment, which he was there last year for it. So I don't understand why he was stubborn in making that adjustment. Plus, he was stubborn with the media. He just looked like a whole clown the whole series.
What's funny about what you just said is, like, you don't have to go back to last year. Just go back to the last 3 games that you fucking won. Yeah. That was the difference in those games is, like, their defensive intensity was there. And, like, I mean, that's about as bad as I've seen Bam look offensively, like trying to maneuver and score the ball. Like, he couldn't hold on to the ball. He kept getting it stripped. Like, it really wasn't the primary defender. It was the way that they were collapsing down, crowding his space, and then Bam just not being polished enough with the ball in his hands. He kept losing it, or he was throwing up prayers that was leading to like weird rebounds and runouts for the Celtics. But yeah, part of that I think is Spo, right? Like Spo, so he took the ball out of Bam's hands. He wasn't going to let Bam play in that situation. So I think that's part of it. But to me, this is why I never trust the Celtics. This is why I picked the Heat in this series. And I said it on the show. When shit gets tight, the Celtics don't know how to fucking act. And I mean that mostly offensively.
At all.
Because me and Devion talked about this, Joe, on the one that we couldn't quite get you on. You're having too good of a time out there somewhere in Missouri. But they're not organized. There's no organization to their offense. And this is not a Joe Mazzulla thing. That's why I'm not going to personally put it on him, because it was the same shit with Ime. It was the same shit with Brad. Like every single iteration, every single coach with these players, it's been the same result. It's the same cluttered mess when they're on offense. So, yeah, I mean, Mazzulla didn't change it, but at some point you got to look in the mirror. You got to change something about the ingredients. Then, so that's going to transition us to this next question: what do they do with Jaylen Brown? Right? Joe and I were talking about the numbers before the show. If they give Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum max contracts, that will be 2 contracts worth a total of $613 million over 5 years.
Bro, that's
like that is a lot of fucking money for those 2. And I'll save mine. I'll let y'all go. Devion, you can start it off. What do you think? What should they do with the Jaylen Brown situation?
I've been saying it. Get rid of him. And the money situation make it easier to make that decision. To me, that's my personal opinion. Because look, we could play it 2 ways, right? With Jaylen Brown, we can say this year they had internal issues, which I think they did, affected his game. All right, he played poorly. What about last year when he's happy? Same shit. The year before that, it's obviously not working. So now I gotta pay you $50 million, $60 million a year, some of these years, for it to maybe work. And Tatum, I have to play Tatum. I'd rather keep Tatum and go find somebody else to work with him. I'm not gonna risk that on. You know what I'm saying? You risking 100 to 120 million a year on 2 players, and one of them
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? One of them. You ain't guaranteed to say, like, this boy is going to be a guaranteed Hall of Famer. He going to really be out here fucking people up on another team. Tatum, people can, they sold on him. You know, they bought into him. Like Jaylen Brown, he's still this mysterious guy. I think he gonna be great. No offense, but I think I get rid of his ass. It's no point. This shit has failed. No, it's failed. They have all the trades.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Devion, before I kick it to Joe. Let me ask you this: do you think it's the types of players, or do you think it's purely a Jaylen Brown thing? Meaning, one thing that I threw at y'all before the playoffs started, there's another team that's got 2 wings that I said they should blow it up. There could be an interesting swap available out there with say Paul George and Jaylen Brown. So my question is, do you think it's the fact that it's another wing player, or do you think it's strictly Jaylen Brown?
I think it's Jaylen Brown in that position. I think it's like a combination of both for real, because Jaylen Brown he's a good player, but when Tatum, like, what is it? When he, like this game, for example, like the last game, for example. So when he drops the ball and he can't do nothing, he might be injured. That's when you're supposed to pick it up. Like Paul George, like I can see him picking that slack up, and then they can still win this game. Not all the time, but more than Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be more than Jaylen Brown. I'd rather spend money on him than a Jaylen Brown. So I think it's like a Jaylen Brown thing. I've been saying
you're more
years.
On the specific player. I'm just asking the question: is it the type of build, or is it just the player?
It's not the specifically player. It's the position. Like somebody else needs to fill this position. He's tried for years. It doesn't work. Get rid of him. You got the money. Put somebody else in here and try and get an additional player to help you. You know what I'm saying, off the bench.
Joe, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna weigh in on this first. First of all, I think it is the 2 wing player thing. I mean,
okay,
a lot of the 2 wing players don't work. LeBron James, D Wade worked, but it struggled the first year, and they lost to Dallas.
Well, let's also just not pretend that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are anywhere near either one of them.
I know. I'm saying you're right.
That's
you're right.
The point.
Not
yeah.
That's my point. That's my point. And it's not like they're
Yeah.
Steph and Clay during their prime. Like if it was Steph and Clay in the middle of their dynasty run, for sure. Like no doubt, Clay. I'm paying you, Clay. Because that's what Jaylen Brown would be in this situation.
You put Dame Lillard or somebody like that right there, and that'd be all right.
Exactly. But I mean, man, it's ego with Jaylen Brown. They both and Jason Tatum. They both want to be number 1, and it's just not working. It's not gonna work.
They playing styles just don't work together. That's it. It's the playing styles don't work. They don't match.
And you saw it. You saw it in Game 7.
Yeah.
They said, "Here you go. It's your time to be number 1, Jaylen Brown," and he totally failed completely. And they put him in Jason Tatum's role.
So 8 turnovers.
Shoot that rock.
Yeah.
Control the ball. He can't dribble. He really can't. He's a terrible dribbler.
Yeah, like they can't go to his left hand at all.
Like I'm not paying you. You can't pay that man that much money. That's too much money. But at the end of the day, you're the Celtics. So, like, where you gonna go from there? You gonna pay him? You gonna try to get a championship in the next 4 years, and it don't work out? You gonna ship them out and hope somebody take them?
You can't.
So I see 2 scenarios for the Celtics here. I think in terms of next year, they have to keep him. Like I think next year you have to try it again.
You have to. Yeah, that's the messed up part. You have no choice.
So here's where I'm torn on this. I don't necessarily think that they can't work. Like I don't believe that. I think that they can function very well because we've seen them at Clips when everything's going right. They're amazing because they're both very good defenders. Like the Celtics DNA, if they wanted to, if they could get the mentality right, could be very similar to how the Heat where they're just like this gritty defensive team.
Not happening.
But they want to be an offensive team. Like they
want players.
No, but they have the players. They got Marcus Smart as a gritty defensive player. Robert Williams is a defensive player. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are both really good defenders.
Derek White.
They're just not mentally tough. That's
you can't have that.
And like,
1 and 2 punch. Both of them can't be mentally tough.
No, but the issue is they don't want to be that. They don't want to be that tough and gritty team.
They want to be.
They want to be Showtime Lakers. That's what they want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's why you get rid of one of them.
Well, no,
fill that position.
Hang on. My thing is, even if they do that, if that's what they want their identity to be, which I disagree with, but if that's what they want it to be, they can still be successful that way. But they got to have organization on offense. Like they can't do this thing where it's just flip the ball to one of them and then just go make something happen. That'll never fucking work. If that's what they're going to do, then they need to get rid of one. So that's where if they're going to commit to that, sign them to the max, wait the year that you have to before you can trade them, and then trade them like the Nets did with KD, 4 years left on the deal, very attractive to another team, and get some shit for them.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Man, I know it's going to happen, but I'm just saying.
They stuck. You can't tell your fan base we made it to Eastern Conference Finals the year before we made it to the finals. But we're going to get rid of Jaylen Brown. We don't know what piece we're going to bring in. But we're going to keep Jason Tatum.
Well, and then like the team that's going to trade for him, you give Jaylen Brown a ton of leverage if you trade him right now when he can say, "Oh no, I just want to accept."
I ain't saying you got to do it right now. I'm just saying he got to go though.
I'm just saying like that's why they have to keep him for like a year. Get the extension done. Then he'll have max value.
Yeah, he got to go because they playing styles just don't work. I think if that's like a Dame and Tatum, that could work because Dame can take over the game.
It's not even that. Like, just think if they ran their offense like the Warriors do,
bro. If they had
it won't happen though.
We got the point guard. If they
that's why I said
Joe. I'm done on that excuse. I'm done on that excuse that they had him. Yeah. They had Brogdon in their lap all fucking year. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to. They didn't want to play like that.
It's ridiculous. You're right. They don't want a point guard.
They have a couple of issues.
They want to take the ball and they want to create. Tatum wants to show off all the skills that he learns at Drew Hanlen's training facility in the offseason. That's what he wants to do.
Bad about him. That's my boy.
Drew Hanlen's fantastic at what he does. He develops all the skills, but then they don't know how to use them in the actual game.
Like Joel.
Drew Hanlen can only take you so far.
Yep.
Hey,
he got Joel Embiid too.
I ain't keeping both.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown gotta go. Send him somewhere else. And get a couple nice players for him. Maybe a superstar or something. With those type of numbers, yeah, you can get you get some nice players for that. You feel me?
He's coming to Miami next year. Don't worry, Joe. All right, let's move to the finals. So the way we're gonna do the finals is we're gonna do keys for each team and then we're gonna make our picks. So, fellas, when we get to the pick time, I need to know who's gonna win in how many games. No copping out, Devion.
I already got my number.
Quick shit.
I know it. I already know more.
All right. Well, first, we're going to start with keys for the Nuggets.
Everybody.
So this is from the Nuggets' perspective. What do the Nuggets need to do to win the basketball game or win the series? Joe, what you got?
Don't be stupid like everybody in the East. Dominate with your size and get in the paint. Period. Literally, that's it. Stop. I don't understand why no one else did that in the entire East. Bam is too small for Jokic. Let Jokic cook. Y'all can run that zone if y'all want to. Jokic is going to dissect it and get off. You can run man. You can keep switching in between that. Y'all not stopping Jokic. You can slow him down maybe a little bit with Spurs coaching, but you're not stopping him. And they too big for you. They just going to get in the paint. And then if the role players show up, they're going to eat you up in the mid-range because they got shooters. They got plenty of shooters. They set. I mean, the Nuggets should be able to win this series pretty easy. I'm not going to say my pick yet. But if they do right, if they not stupid like everybody in the East, they should not be worried offensively playing against the defense against the Miami Heat.
I mean, Giannis played a whole lot in the paint. Didn't go very well for him. Went well for Giannis, but not the team.
Giannis is not Jokic, though. Jokic can stretch the floor a little bit. You can't just load up the paint.
Fair point. Yeah. Devion, keys for the Nuggets.
Murray to play well, and the Nuggets to just keep being gritty like they are, like the role players to play well. That's it. If they keep playing good team basketball like they've been doing, they can't be stopped because your best player is 7 feet tall and he go bully everybody and he can stretch the floor for real. Like, you can't fucking stop him. So when the things go bad, Jokic just goes slow the pace down again. So if Murray is out here actually doing what he's been doing, which I applaud him, I'm not gonna lie.
Murray's a fucking.
This is what I've
been waiting for.
You hear me? So if he keeps playing like this, you can't really stop them. That's it. Just Murray just has to keep being Murray, and the role players just keep doing your thing. Just show up. Y'all don't gotta be KCP. You don't gotta go out there and score 40 every night. But having games like that gets you over the hump. So You know what
Great
I'm saying?
defense and 12 points. That's all
And
we
keep
need,
playing
bro.
that defense because when that offense sometimes slow down, that defense they've been playing has actually been helping them out a little bit. So because Miami gonna play defense, so you better make sure you play some defense. So I say defense and Murray. That's it. That was my two things for them. So
yeah. So I think the pivotal thing for the Nuggets, like offensively, I hear what you guys are saying. Like when the Nuggets are clicking offensively, I don't. You could put Gary Payton, Bam, Akeem Olajuwon. Like you could get the all-time great defensive players. Like Jokic is still gonna just be Jokic, and he's gonna find people, and they're gonna get open. Right?
So
like
bad.
he's that good.
Bro,
So
That's
offensively, that's not really what I'm worried about with if I'm a Nuggets fan. If I'm a Nuggets fan, I'm worried defensively. Not a lot of shot blocking on the Nuggets. And if we go back to the bubble championship when the Heat played your guys' Lakers, the one thing that really fucked the Heat up was they said, okay, we're going to dare Jimmy to shoot a bunch of threes. We're going to put Anthony Davis on Jimmy Butler. And he's just going to stand way the fuck back. There's not really that guy that can still patrol the paint like AD could for y'all, right? Like, so that'll be interesting. And then Jokic is going to be in drop coverage on all pick and rolls. He's going to be busy. So how well they can defend the pick and roll with some of Miami shooters and those DHOs with Bam and Duncan and Bam and Strus, Bam and Lowry, I think that's where a lot of the series is going to be kind of up for grabs. Do Miami shooters make shots like they've been making in the playoffs?
Yep.
Or does Mike Malone have a counter to it?
Revert to the mean like in the regular season.
Well, I would argue that this is actually them reverting to the mean of all of their career 3-point shooting.
I ain't trying to hear that.
You're gonna
82 games say either way.
Well,
I don't care.
400 previous games would also be a much larger sample size than 82 if you want to do the math. But Duncan Robinson being a career,
come on, bro, get out of here.
Duncan Robinson being a career 40% shooter and being 33%.
You ain't at work right now, dog.
Kind of. But no, I think I think that's where the Nuggets got to have a good game plan. So what I expect from the Nuggets, I expect Aaron Gordon to get the Jimmy Butler assignment. I think that's a very positive matchup for Denver in a one-on-one situation. Jokic on Bam could be interesting. The one thing that would make me nervous with Bam being so much more athletic than him is can he stay out of foul trouble? Because the Lakers got him in foul trouble in a couple games, especially in Game 4.
You're not worried if Bam shows up.
We're not on the Heat yet. We aren't on the Heat yet. I'm saying from a Nuggets perspective, Jokic just has to just make Bam make shots. Basically, make him. I'm
trying to put him in foul trouble. I'm trying to go be Jokic.
Constantly.
Real talk. Jokic he's gonna draw them fouls like that. He got some bogus calls. He gonna get them little.
Yeah, see, that's what's gonna be when we get to the Heat. When we get to the Heat, I'll get into what I'm interested to see on their defensive end. But for the Nuggets, that's where I'm going. But since you guys want to talk about the Heat so goddamn bad, I get it. Me too. Joe, what are the keys for the Heat if they're gonna win the series?
The Grim Reaper appears and somebody die.
Jimmy Butler.
No, like Jokic or Jamal Murray. They ain't got a chance. Unless Eric Spoelstra come out with some crazy coaching and they shoot the ball lights out. And I just don't have faith they're going to shoot the ball lights out.
All right, we're not on the prediction yet. We're on the keys to a Heat victory here, Joe. It's a hard concept.
Oh, for them to
win?
shooting
is one, obviously, what you said. So you said shooting is one.
Shooting and somebody dying.
Devion.
So, what you want me to say more?
That was a hater.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
What's crazy that before the season, when these two teams were constructed, if we would have told Joe that these were the matchups, Heat and Nuggets, Joe would not have had this much respect for the Nuggets and this much disrespect for the Heat.
That's not true.
No, I said they'll be number one. I said that he was going to be number one this season. So.
I know you did.
I know, so I don't know.
I did not. I had them right where they belonged. I had them at like 6
Joe, don't make me pull the receipts. You had them at 3.
Yeah.
I did not have them at 3.
You had them kind of high.
You were the lowest on the Heat of the 3 of us.
Yeah, you were high.
You had them at 3.
Had them at 3.
Had them pretty high,
if you recall, you had the Celtics out the fucking playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they are.
But not. Shut up.
Devion, go.
Hey,
They're not gonna ignore that they went to the conference
boy
finals.
huh? Man, so keys for the Heat to win really make some shots for one. Let's do that. Be consistent with making shots for one.
That's huge.
That's the main fucking problem y'all always have where I look at it. So, and secondly, slow the pace of the game down. So, you know, you don't want the Nuggets to do what the fuck they want to do. When Jokic comes sometimes, you know, they'll be cherry picking and shit. You know, Jokic get some pick and rolls, drop it down. You got to find a way to have your defense really be on, do some Miami shit. Slow them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't stop Jokic, you need to, you know, try to contain Michael Porter. You know he gonna shoot, put a hand in his face, try to stop Murray.
He's not passing.
He's not gonna pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it makes the game plan easier to just defend.
Contest.
You know, he's not doing nothing. He's gonna shoot
Run him off
this
the
bitch.
3-point line, step up, take the charge.
You know? So, and y'all do shit like that for real. Y'all, because Spoiler say he'll do that. Your coach will come in and say do that. And then you have to switch the game plan. And now you slowing the game pace down. They playing Miami basketball. That's the shit you got to do. But it's gonna come from your defense. And you got to make them pay when you get a defense stop. Go make the ball. Yo, make the shot. That's it. Please make the shot.
So shooting.
Because Miami just get cold. Like nothing your coach can do when you misses your shots, bro. They just get cold out of fucking nowhere. And they should be blowing some of these teams out for about 30 if they just make these shots. Real shit. Miami, you know what I'm saying?
Shot 43% from 3 against the Celtics. Can't ask for much better than that.
But I'm just saying, this one, I don't know how the fuck they even came back and got 3 games. That I don't even know. I thought they was getting out of there.
Right.
So I don't even got no excuse for that one. You know, I don't got shit for that. The bum ass, well, fuck them. But anyways, I'm not about to talk about the bums. Fuck them. Defense, they need to really focus on their defense and making shots. That's it. Just make shots and be consistent with it. Don't win a game by 10 and lose the next game by 20. Just be consistent with everything. And they'll be all right. They might be all right. Might.
All right. So I think the first key for the Miami Heat has to be making Jokic defend pretty much the entire time he's out there. Right? Like I need Jokic involved in everything. And it's not even like, yes, it is an attractive matchup because he's slow-footed, like all that, but
tired.
Like exactly tire him out. Try and get him in foul trouble. I'd really think that's where the Heat win the series. They gotta get Bam has to just hold that fucking ball to 3-point line. Duncan, come here. Strus, come here. DHO. Get Jimmy the ball, pick and roll with Bam, flip it back to Bam. Here comes Duncan, Strus over the top for a DHO. Like make Jokic run in fucking circles trying to defend. Oh, I got to defend. Bam rolling to the rim. Oh shit! Now he's back up here. Now I got to get up, step out, guard the 3-point line. That's where the Heat are going to get their points. Like as much as I want, a big Jimmy Butler series, I think if it just comes down to Jimmy versus Jokic,
no,
you guys know I love Jimmy.
I
don't think that's the way to
fuck
win.
with Jokic.
And then defensively, the Heat. I'm so torn on how I want them to defend Jokic.
You don't.
What I'll go with is I want them to leave Bam fairly soloed up on him, mixing in some Kevin Love's. Not Zeller. He don't need to see the floor.
No, bro. Come on.
I was so mad when I saw him playing, bro.
I'd rather have Highsmith come in and try and guard him. And I think they need to use their athletic wings to their advantage. Collapse on Jokic and then react back out to shooters. I think that's like almost force Jokic into the pass that you want him to make. Come down knowing he's going to pass. They might throw it right back. That's fine. But just stagnate the game that way defensively and for the love of God.
Hey.
Kyle Lowry, Joe, your boy. If he dribbles the ball off his fucking foot again, throws some dumbass lead pass that nearly goes out of bounds, I don't have time for the Kyle Lowry bullshit.
Hey, he does a lot
Kyle
of other
Lowry
great
bullshit. I couldn't tell. I sure couldn't tell. For a second, I thought he played for the Celtics.
Jaylen Brown couldn't shoot very well, could he?
You think it's because of some fucking Kyle Lowry?
Kyle Lowry was hacking at that forearm. What you mean?
Well,
Look at the tape. Look at the tape. Look at the tape.
Kyle Lowry
Brown was calling
didn't
dirty
see
and
Jaylen
shit
Brown.
and everything. What you mean? Yes, he did.
Hey.
All right, it's time to move on. It's time.
But yeah. Hey, Will, I just say that I think you're right about that.
Heat, man.
I think you're right. They just need to throw different matchups at like Jokic when we did that against them. We kind of slowed them down a little bit. It's one game at a time, bro. One game at a time.
We slowed them down, and then Jamal Murray said, "I got something for you."
But the Heat can.
Well, see, but here's the thing: we got a lot more for Jamal Murray than y'all do because y'all had a lot of undersized guards like Schroeder.
That's true.
We got Caleb Martin, Jimmy, Highsmith. Like we got a lot of Gabe Vincent. Like we got a lot of guys that are good defenders that we can throw at him. No offense to your Lakers, but
no, real shit.
If Schroeder is your point guard stopper, then
that's where y'all strengths are. Is where we had our problems.
That's on y'all. But it's time.
Yes, finals, bro.
So we just have
finals prediction time. Joe, since you're so tired, you can just get yours out the way here.
I'm just tired of this bum finals. It's gonna suck.
Well, your Lakers should have done something about it then.
Yeah, you're right.
Torn tendon is hard, bro. Torn tendon.
We got swept. We got swept right
now. Homie, let's not talk about it.
Fucked up.
I'm taking the Nuggets in 5. And that's just because I'm gonna be respectful to Jimmy Butler. He gonna get them one. More respect to Caleb Martin. Jimmy have a clutch fourth.
So we got Devion show up 45 minutes late to our finals preview episode. And now we got Joe fucking audio. Can't get through the fucking finals prediction. God
it's because it's some bullshit.
You're right. The internet knew he was going to say some fucked up shit. We can hear you now. You were talking like a robot for like 30 seconds. Right when you started saying that most disrespectful shit.
Do I got to say it again?
No. Nuggets in 5. Go from
respectfully.
There. You said respect to Jimmy Butler. We heard that bullshit. What else you got?
That's
all right. Fuck you. Devion, what you got?
But Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Caleb Martin averaged less points, less rebounds, less assists, less steals, and was somehow like. I should have made that a topic. I should have made that a topic. He was the biggest overperformer for the Heat. Like he outdid expectations the most. But like Jimmy Butler was like clearly the MVP.
Yeah, not even close.
But Jimmy Butler
Devion, go ahead.
Where was Jimmy Butler 4, 5, and 6?
Did it matter?
Where was Jimmy Butler 4, 5, and 6?
And did it matter?
No, because Caleb Martin showed up.
Oh, I couldn't tell. They still got L's. Go ahead, Devion.
If Jimmy Butler showed up, they would have swept their ass.
6 games. Denver in 6.
Talk to me.
4-2. I don't know, bro. It's just like I'm looking at the way both of them play, and I want the Heat to win. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know how great that would be for a story.
It would be awesome, but
Jimmy, this is just like solidifies his legacy. Stamped. You know what I'm saying? Like no more ifs, ands, and buts.
We gotta quit that Hall of
Jimmy's
Fame talk already. Like, calm down.
You get what I'm saying? Like real shit. That's exactly what's gonna be in the offseason. Is he a Hall of Fame player? Boom, he already in there. So I want them to win, but Jokic, bro, it's just like this is the greatest, some of the best basketball you've ever seen from a player, especially a big man, from the first game all the way through the finals, and nobody could fucking stop him. And all he got to do is just have one other player just show up, and they go win. That's what it feels like when you watch him play, because he does everything. I really don't think y'all got enough to slow them down. Like, if anything, y'all are the team, obviously, to do it. That's why y'all here, real shit. So, but I don't think y'all got enough to where to just slow Jokic down unless y'all get him in foul trouble. That's it. Now, if you get him in foul trouble, y'all talking, but I don't think y'all get him in foul trouble. I think they get Bam in foul trouble. And I think that's where the issues start because Bam is gonna try to use the athleticism, and Jokic gonna put him on his back, get a couple flops. You know what I'm saying? They go. You know what I'm saying? You know how he plays.
Scott Foster will ref a couple games.
That's it. And then Bam. Bam might not make a couple shots.
Eric Lewis.
And that's where y'all gonna have y'all problems at. So, I just don't think y'all got enough where. But if Bam comes in and scores 20 and 10 a night and be out here really doing some shit like he's supposed to, now y'all talking. But I don't see that happening every 7 games. I don't see that happening. Maybe 2, right. And that's the 2 y'all win.
Disappoint me again, Devion. I thought you would have learned your lesson. You want to learn the lesson.
Over here.
It's all
Heat
good.
Island.
Heat in 6. Heat in
Boy,
6.
you wild. He didn't even say 7.
They can't go 7. They can't go 7 with them. Like real shit.
You're right.
First of all, yes, they can.
No,
First of all, yes, they can.
Fuck out of here. Y'all go 7 with them. This is not gonna be a ball
in
game.
6. Here's the difference. The way I see it, I think Miami Heat defense is going to be better than Denver's. I think that's fairly obvious. I don't think you get any disagreement, even from hating ass Joe, that Miami's defense will be significantly better than Denver's.
Yeah.
Denver is a great matchup for Miami's offense, in my opinion. I think it's going to force Duncan Robinson into the game, who makes a huge difference on Miami's offense. When he's in, the offense is light years better. Strus, I can't wait for him to go get paid and play somewhere else next year. He earned it. I think he'll have some good timely shots, but I think that Spo is going to exploit that. And then I also think I don't think Denver can load up against Bam like Boston did. So I think Bam's going to have a good series. I expect about 20 and 10 from Bam while playing very good defense. And I think what I'm expecting defensively is obviously healthy amount of Bam on Jokic. He's going to have to. But I think we're going to see a healthy amount of him on Aaron Gordon digging down to Jokic as well, while whether it's Love, Zeller, Highsmith, Caleb Martin, like someone else takes the single, being his primary defender. I think we're going to see a good, healthy dose of that. I think we're going to see a lot of different looks. I think we see very little zone. I think the only zone you might see from Miami is if either Denver just gets incredibly hot from 3 and they just throw it as purely a changeup, or the non-Jokic minutes. But if Jokic is out there, I expect little to no zone for Miami. You just can't. Like Jokic is most comfortable at the fucking free throw line. That's where he would kill zone. So I don't see that being a thing. But I think they can mucky up the lane for him and make his passes difficult. Because one thing I picked up when y'all played him, you make it a little crowded for him. Y'all got him into some turnovers that way. Mm-hmm. Like y'all actually did do a good job of getting him into some turnovers that way. And I think the Heat have in their role players smarter defenders in higher quantities than the Lakers do. So I think that's where it's going to be won. Am I biased? Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Don't care.
No
doubt. Do not care.
I wasn't biased last series, and guess what? I ended up being right about this. So you should think about this. We'll give you a chance in about 2 games in. We'll give you a chance to swap.
I'm sticking to it. No, I legitimately cool. I was telling people beforehand when y'all series was just getting started, like, who would you prefer to play? I said Denver, because I was much more scared of how y'all could defend the Heat.
Yeah, we would go fuck y'all up. Oh my
y'all are big, and like that takes away Jimmy's strength. I think Jimmy's going to be able to hunt matchups enough. Like Aaron Gordon might start on it, but he's going to either pick and roll his way out of it, or
it's going to be a good matchup.
So I think it's going to be good. And we haven't really kind of talked about it in the keys for the Heat. Finals MVP can't go to a coach, but it's going to be Spo. That's going to be the difference maker. But y'all know how we end this show. We choose love. We choose violence. Joseph, how you feeling today?
I'm choosing violence. I've been violent from the start of this podcast because we got this lame ass finals, bro. It's gonna suck. And when it's over, I'm gonna tell y'all how lame it was. So I'm choosing the finals, even though I'm reminded of it. And Jokic may be dope. Just so y'all know.
Internet,
Told
you about to say some disrespectful shit again?
Every time.
Not gonna let that happen.
Every time.
I'm not even
Yeah.
connected to the
We got
internet.
what you were fucking saying, hating on the fucking finals matchup, you jackass. But Devion, what you got?
Yeah, I hate the Knicks. I'm just playing. Oh shit. I don't know, man. I love the series, bro. I like this finals. It's not what I want. It's not. I wanted the Lakers obviously to get that rematch, but I actually love this finals. I'm happy for it because Jokic. I want to see what he can do, and Jimmy. Hey man, it's second chance, Brody. Let's see what you can do with it. Somebody, it's gonna be. This is the finals where it's gonna be a great story no matter what, and a great upset no matter what. Like real shit. Like I love that. This is like a good sports moment. I know you hate the Heat, Joe, but in the
I don't know
end,
why he hates the Heat so much.
I don't know why either.
Like
but
we
this
didn't
is gonna
start
be
LeBron's career for him.
real shit. This is gonna be a great moment in history. Like this finals is gonna be great. Like for real. I like this. Great matchup. Great defense. Great offense.
Face. See, I just
Yeah.
that's out.
Real shit, man. Hey, I love it. I love it.
All right, so I'm gonna choose love. I'm obviously in a
I
very
can't even
loving
hear your
mood.
bullshit no more ahead of the deal.
I kicked your ass out. We all saw it happen.
Oh.
But I'm choosing love, and I'm choosing
Y'all
love.
choose love.
I'm choosing love on Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, and Jason Terry. Because I just love that they got to get a front seat, courtside view of that ass whooping they took in Game 7.
That's awesome.
Just like the good old days. Joe, and you can even appreciate this. Back in 2011,
I know exactly what you're
2012,
talking about.
just smacking their little dumbasses right out the fucking playoff.
Oh,
It's just like
man.
old times. They get out there, the Heat are playing the Celtics in a big game. Celtics got all this momentum. They got all this blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, remember that one play where it's like a fast break. It gets kicked around 3 different people, then lobbed up, and LeBron just dunks it on Jason Terry's little bitch ass while he's on the Celtics. That's what that felt like. That's what that felt like when I saw all 3 of them sitting there, salty as fuck after the game ended. I was like, man, it's like we dunked on all 3 of them at the same time.
I would have left early.
Oh God! My mama would have left early. They would call me on.
I was like, man, I was up in the box seats.
I'm not gonna lie. So obviously the sweep would have been like chef's kiss, like amazing. But honestly, this was like the next best thing. Let them get all the way back, force the Game 7. They really started believing they were gonna fucking win, and then no. Boo boo.
I can't go.
Sorry about it, Boston. Sorry about it, Boston.
Boston boo boos.
Get them out of there. Get them out of there. So I think we can all agree. We all love Boston getting set the fuck home.
Best part about the playoffs so far. Playoffs are done for me.
Get them out of here. All right, fellas. 3 Impossible Finals preview. We will obviously do a check-in or 2 during the finals. Maybe even go live. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. But